Gotta go back now. Jeez. Yeah, see that?
It's bad behavior. It's bad behavior because it's big man. It's father. It's not street fighter. This is like son.
He's fine.
My friend, Stasan. Stasan is big guy. This is man. It's a big bad behavior.
Thank you.
Boxing press conferences are no strangers to drama, but what unfolded during the promotional event for the Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk rematch took things to another level. John Fury, the outspoken and fiery father of Tyson Fury, found himself at the center of controversy after he punched Oleksandr Usyk during a heated exchange. The incident has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, sparking debates about professionalism, mind games, and the fine line between promotion and chaos. The press conference, held to promote the highly anticipated rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, began as a typical media event. Both fighters exchanged verbal jabs, with Tyson Fury delivering his signature trash talk while Usyk maintained his usual stoic demeanor. However, tensions escalated when John Fury, known for his larger-than-life personality and passionate defense of his son, interjected during Usyk's remarks. After several verbal exchanges, John Fury approached Usyk's side of the stage and, to the shock of everyone present, threw a punch that appeared to graze Usyk's shoulder. Security and team members quickly intervened, separating the two sides before the situation could escalate further. The press conference was brought to an abrupt halt as officials tried to regain control. Both camps issued statements condemning the incident, with Usyk's team calling for increased security measures and potentially revisiting the terms of the promotion. Oleksandr Usyk, known for his calm and disciplined persona, responded with poise. Usyk stated in a brief post-conference interview, "This is not how champions behave. I am here to box, not to fight outside the ring. Let Tyson Fury and his team show their courage where it matters, in the ring." John Fury later addressed the incident in an interview defending his actions. "I'm a fighting man, and I won't sit there and let anyone disrespect my son or my family," he said. While unapologetic, John claimed his actions were a result of provocation, though no clear evidence of such has been presented. Promoters of the event, including Frank Warren and Bob Arum, expressed disappointment over the incident. There are rumors that John Fury may face sanctions, including being banned from attending future promotional events or the fight itself. John Fury's reputation for being vocal and confrontational is well documented. However, this incident seems to stem from a combination of factors.
This man here is a professional liar. He could have had the fight. He could have had 12 to 15 million, probably 17 million with advertising, everything else. It could have been, and all of a sudden now, where is he?
The rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk is more than just a fight. It's a unification bout with historical implications. The pressure and emotions surrounding the event likely contributed to the outburst. Usyk's unflappable demeanor and ability to stay composed during Tyson Fury's mind games may have frustrated John Fury, who thrives on emotional responses. John Fury has always been fiercely protective of his son, often going to extreme lengths to defend Tyson's honor. This loyalty, while admirable, has sometimes led to controversial moments like this. The incident has added another layer of animosity to an already intense rivalry. While Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk have largely respected each other's skills, the actions of John Fury have created a more personal narrative around the fight. From a promotional standpoint, the incident has generated significant buzz. Controversy often translates to increased pay-per-view sales, and this event may inadvertently boost interest in the rematch. Critics argue that such incidents tarnish the sport's reputation, shifting focus from the athlete's skills to unnecessary theatrics. The question remains whether incidents like this harm or help boxing's mainstream appeal. Supporters of John Fury argue that his actions, while extreme, demonstrate his passion and loyalty to his son. Critics, on the other hand, believe his behavior was unprofessional and detracted from the sport's integrity. Prominent boxing analyst Teddy Atlas said, "Boxing is already a circus sometimes, but this was a new low. The focus should be on the fighters, not their families." With the fight date approaching, both camps will need to refocus on the task at hand. Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk must navigate the fallout from this incident while preparing for what promises to be a career-defining bout. Promoters will likely implement stricter security measures for future events to prevent further altercations. Meanwhile, fans will eagerly await the rematch, which now carries even more intrigue and tension. The John Fury-Usyk press conference altercation has undeniably added drama to an already compelling storyline. While such incidents can overshadow the athlete's hard work, they also remind us of the raw emotions that fuel boxing's greatest rivalries. During the fight week leading up to the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship clash, John Fury took his antics to a new level. After targeting a member of Oleksandr Usyk's team earlier in the week, Fury escalated by confronting Usyk directly.
This is like son, my friend, Staisyan. Staisyan is big guy. This is man, is big bad behavior.
The incident occurred during a meeting between both camps as they prepared for media engagements ahead of the unified heavyweight title rematch. This latest outburst has left boxing fans and professionals alike alarmed, with many expressing fatigue over Fury's unpredictable behavior. John Fury was notably absent from the press conference held weeks ago, and boxing fans quickly connected the dots, attributing the event's unusual calm to his absence. Without John's boisterous presence, the atmosphere was unexpectedly serene, and even Tyson Fury, known for his antics at such gatherings, maintained an uncharacteristic composure. Surrounded by figures like Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and Spencer Brown, Tyson refrained from his typical theatrics. However, the elder Fury's absence didn't mean he stayed out of the spotlight entirely. At another point, John clashed with Oleksandr Usyk, boldly declaring that his son would bring all the smoke to their bout, warning Usyk to prepare for what was coming. Oleksandr Usyk's manager stepped in, creating space between Usyk and John Fury, but his attempt to nudge Fury back only fueled the latter's rage. Fury erupted into a fiery tirade, hurling challenges at Usyk and demanding a fight. Despite his intense efforts to close the gap, the sheer number of people in the way made it impossible for him to reach the world championship. Usyk, unfazed and unflinching, calmly proceeded to the media room to fulfill his obligations, leaving Fury's outburst behind. John Fury, however, continued his ranting until he was eventually escorted elsewhere to diffuse the tension. It's fair to say the atmosphere might have been far more composed had he not shown up at all. In contrast, the press conference weeks ago saw the two fighters exchanging barbs and trolling each other with precision, yet the event unfolded without any hint of chaos or anonymity between them. The pre-fight press conference for their eagerly awaited heavyweight rematch has just concluded at the magnificent Guildhall in London. It was an undeniably unconventional spectacle, featuring one-word responses, elaborate costumes, and even a playful tickle to cap off the event. Back in May, Oleksandr Usyk etched his name in boxing history as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Overcoming a rocky start, he rallied to stagger and outpace Tyson Fury in a nail-biting, razor-thin contest, a truly spectacular triumph for the Ukrainian fighter. The highly anticipated rematch, scheduled for December 21st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, took an unexpected turn during today's pre-fight press conference. Boxing titans Oleksandr Usyk and his rival brought their A-game, but it was Usyk who stole the spotlight by arriving dressed as Agent 47, the iconic assassin from the Hitman video game series. Not only did Usyk fully embrace the role of Agent 47, shaving his head and donning the iconic suit, but he also brought along a military-grade briefcase with a hilarious twist. Inside was a framed photo of himself delivering one of his signature overhand lefts to the Gypsy King. True to his playful nature, Tyson Fury didn't shy away from the joke. With a grin, he signed the photo and handed it back to the undefeated 22-0 champion, prompting laughter from Usyk's trainer, who quipped, "Tomorrow, this will be on eBay." Though Fury joined in the fun, indulging Usyk's Hitman cosplay, he wasn't without a sharp warning of his own, one that hinted the real game was about to begin. "To secure victory, I need to sharpen my focus and strategy," Fury admitted, before highlighting a recurring theme in his career: rematches always go his way. When Tyson Fury claims that Oleksandr Usyk neither surprised him nor posed a significant challenge in their May bout, whether you take him at his word is irrelevant. What truly matters is Fury's repeated insistence on the point, suggesting he genuinely believes it. Our opinions don't change the outcome. We merely watched the fight, witnessed Usyk hurt Fury and come close to a stoppage in round 9, only to ultimately settle for a comfortable points victory. This was our perspective on events, and it's one that's widely shared, almost universally so. However, that doesn't make Fury wrong for believing or saying what he did. After all, he wasn't merely a spectator. He was the one inside the fight, experiencing it firsthand. Fury had an insight that those of us outside the ropes can't replicate, an insight even Oleksandr Usyk, his opponent that night, might lack as they prepare for their rematch on December 21st. When asked yesterday on TNT Sports whether anything about Usyk had surprised him, Fury responded with his characteristic candor. He said, "To be honest, it was easier than I expected. I'd heard Tony Bellew and Anthony Joshua talk about how elusive he is, calling him the Matrix. So I went in thinking he'd be incredibly hard to hit, expecting to miss a lot. But in reality, he was much easier to connect with than I anticipated. It even made me a bit complacent because every time I threw an uppercut, whether to the body or the head, or even a feint, I landed." Fury's words highlight the complexity of combat perception. What looks like one thing from the outside can feel entirely different within the heat of the moment. Of all the remarks shared at Wednesday's launch press conference, one stood out, not just for its content, but for the conviction behind it. It's entirely plausible that two seemingly conflicting truths coexist. Fury may have been thoroughly outclassed by Usyk in their May showdown, yet that defeat could have armed him with newfound insight or a deeper belief he previously lacked. Such a revelation, subtle as it might seem, could prove pivotal when these two heavyweights step back into the ring. No longer is Usyk a mysterious figure or a mythical challenge in Fury's eyes. Instead, he's a fighter who proved easier to hit than Fury had anticipated. Usyk only managed to secure the win because Fury, in his own words, grew complacent, too caught up in enjoying himself. If a rematch does take place, Fury should feel confident. In fact, he might approach it with even more belief than he had before their first encounter, despite that defeat. Back then, Usyk represented the unknown, stirring uncertainty within Fury. But now, that mystery is gone. It's important to recognize how the dynamics of the first fight shifted so dramatically. The momentum swung unexpectedly. For a while, Fury seemed to be finding his rhythm, landing solid body shots on Usyk and appearing poised to seize control and extend his lead. But just as he began to settle in, feeling confident and perhaps a bit too comfortable, the tide turned, maybe even because of that very complacency. To put it another way, if you listen to Fury's version of the first fight and take his account seriously, there's enough evidence in that match to reassure both you and Fury that neither of you are losing your grip on reality. At the same time, the way Usyk turned the fight around, as he has done in countless bouts before, suggests that the course of that fight had less to do with Fury and more with the resilience of his opponent. While it's possible that Fury found Usyk easier to hit than anticipated, or that the fight itself felt less challenging than expected, what likely took Fury by surprise in the end was how Usyk, in his own inimitable style, managed to do what he's done to every one of his 22 undefeated opponents, turn the tide when it seemed impossible, without Fury ever seeing it coming or understanding how it happened. John Fury, the father of Tyson Fury, became involved in a scuffle during the media day leading up to the fight. In the altercation, he was caught on camera delivering a headbutt to a member of Oleksandr Usyk's entourage. Security quickly intervened, and John Fury was later seen with blood streaming from a wound on his head. Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, has confessed to headbutting a member of Oleksandr Usyk's entourage in a confrontation at the Riyadh Hilton Hotel in Saudi Arabia. The altercation occurred after the individual invaded his personal space and showed disrespect towards his son. John Fury sustained a bleeding forehead as a result of the incident, which took place in the hotel's lobby. The footage that swiftly spread across social media captured John Fury aggressively charging at Stanislav Stepchuk, who was dressed in Usyk's team tracksuit. Fury then had to be held back as security intervened to stop the altercation from escalating. John Fury recently opened up about a confrontation he had, explaining that the tension escalated when Usyk's camp began shouting their fighter's name at his entourage. "I was just sitting there minding my own business," he told IFL TV, wearing a cap to hide the mark on his head. "All I could hear was Usyk, Usyk, Usyk." Fury described the chanting as madness, adding that he retaliated with a headbutt after a little idiot stepped into his personal space. Tempers erupted on Monday when the two teams encountered each other in the hotel lobby, sparking a chaotic confrontation that overshadowed the pre-fight media day in anticipation of Saturday's undisputed world heavyweight title showdown. As both camps loudly cheered for their fighters, tensions escalated when John Fury crossed the line, physically attacking Stepchuk. The atmosphere resembled that of a football match, with each camp attempting to outshout the other with chants. However, Fury's actions turned the scene into a volatile spectacle, stealing the focus from the anticipated fight. The incident was captured on camera, revealing John Fury clashing heads with a member of Usyk's team before being separated. Moments later, he seemed to headbutt another individual from the Ukrainian's entourage. Despite Fury's efforts to stem the bleeding, the 59-year-old father of the Gypsy King couldn't stop the flow, leaving his face smeared with blood. He was held back multiple times as Usyk's camp yelled their fighter's name at Fury's group. When questioned about the incident, John Fury explained that he was simply going about his business when things escalated. He became involved after witnessing the disrespect directed at his son. Speaking to another news outlet, he said, "All I could hear was Usyk, Usyk, Usyk," nonsense pouring out of his mouth. "He came right into my personal space trying to act clever. I wasn't even focused on him. I was just chanting my son's name," John Fury declared. "At the end of the day, I'll always stand by my son. He's the best in the world, and I want people to give him the respect and recognition he deserves." He went on, "When people start making noise and running their mouths, all I hear is nonsense. Some fool stepped up during my space and got what was coming to him. End of story." He left the scene shouting about living for blood and guts. Though John Fury later issued an apology, he told Seconds Out, "It's done now." John Fury expressed regret over the incident, but he maintained that the headbutt was a result of provocation. The individual in question had been exceedingly disrespectful. If you step into a fighter's personal space, you should expect to face consequences. What truly matters to me is respect for my son, and he wasn't showing any. Once he mentioned my son, that crossed the line, and it was clear that something had to be done. It doesn't faze me to bleed. It's part of the fight, part of what we're here for. Usyk's promoter, Alex Krasyuk, acknowledged that the altercation was damaging to the sport. "I initially apologized because I thought one of our team members struck John. But after watching the video, I saw it was the other way around," Krasyuk explained. He added, "So do I retract my apology? No, it's his behavior that needs addressing. He owes the apology, as this reflects poorly on us in the eyes of the world. Ultimately, it's his responsibility." Usyk and Fury's teams are full of fighters, so things could easily spiral out of control. Usyk would certainly stand up for his crew, warning, "Don't mess with my guys, they're dangerous." Tyson Fury, who had been in a separate room speaking with the media, missed the incident. However, when he finally saw his father, John, with blood streaming down his face, Fury was momentarily stunned. Yet his reaction quickly turned to laughter as he knew exactly what his dad was capable of. "What happened to your head, you idiot? How'd you manage to cut yourself like that?" Tyson chuckled. At first, he didn't fully comprehend what had transpired. All he knew was that a fight had occurred. When asked about it, his response reflected his limited understanding of the situation. "I didn't see anything. I was in the room conducting interviews. But honestly, I'm not here to get involved in all that. I just want to do my job and go home to rest," the heavyweight explained. However, after learning more about the details, likely after hearing his father's account, his anger grew. In a later interview, he expressed his fury more clearly. Naturally, when it comes to someone as outspoken and theatrical as John Fury, a bit of exaggeration in his storytelling is to be expected. As reported by Sky Sports, Saudi Arabian officials have confirmed that no charges will be filed and no additional actions will be taken at this time. However, boxing fans are demanding that John Fury be banned from attending Saturday's heavyweight unification bout. Known for his provocative behavior leading up to major family fights, Fury has now escalated his actions with a shocking display of violence. This has sparked outrage among boxing enthusiasts who are urging fight organizers to impose strict disciplinary measures on him. On X, one boxing fan urged that John Fury should be banned from attending the fight, while another, equally taken aback, questioned why he always makes everything about himself, remarking that they've never seen any other boxer's father so desperate for the spotlight, calling his behavior embarrassing. Others criticized John Fury as a complete clown for his headbutt, with one post pointing out that he chose to headbutt the smallest man, revealing everything you need to know about his character. Fury has a criminal past, having served 3 years in prison for assault after a violent incident where he gouged a man's eye. Tyson was left shocked upon seeing his father with a bloodied face. The undefeated rivals will face off for the first time at the Kingdom Arena this Saturday, with the bout set to crown the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 2000. This historic clash will mark the first in the four-belt era, a legacy that Lewis cemented when he claimed the WBA and IBF titles from Evander Holyfield in 1999. Tyson Fury, aware of the weight of history, eagerly declared, "I can't wait." This is unacceptable behavior, especially given the incredible atmosphere here. Everyone is buzzing, and the energy surrounding big-time boxing in Saudi Arabia is phenomenal. Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion, captured the WBA, IBF, and WBO titles by outpointing Anthony Joshua at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in 2021. He then went on to successfully defend them against Joshua again in Jeddah a year later. Efforts to set up a fight between him and Fury had repeatedly fallen apart, until an agreement was finally struck in September. However, even then, the planned fight date of February 17th had to be scrapped after Fury sustained a training injury. How significant is this? It's incredibly significant. Before stepping into the ring, Usyk will face a week of promotional events where he is likely to be a target for Fury's mind games. Yet the Ukrainian fighter remains focused, saying, "I'm doing well, I'm happy, and I'm hungry. I don't care what Tyson does this week, I'm ready." For me, May 18th is what matters. What Tyson says in the press conferences doesn't concern me. I don't think about Tyson Fury. I've seen him fight many times, but how he'll fight against me, we'll see once we're in the ring. The Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk rematch is shaping up to be one of the most highly anticipated bouts in boxing history, but the lead-up has been marred by controversy, largely stemming from the actions of John Fury. His outbursts and physical altercations have added layers of drama, captivating the public while raising questions about the professionalism and decorum expected in the sport. While such incidents may boost media attention and pay-per-view sales, they risk overshadowing the fighter's skills and hard work. Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk are two of the most skilled heavyweights of their generation, and their clash in the ring promises to be a historic encounter. However, the focus must return to where it belongs, the athletes and their craft. As fight night approaches, the boxing world will undoubtedly watch with bated breath to see if Tyson Fury can adapt and overcome, or if Oleksandr Usyk will once again prove his dominance. Amid the spectacle and controversy, one thing is certain: the December 21st rematch will deliver unforgettable moments, both inside and outside the ring. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.